Hi there, it's James from Rimo3. And if you've just logged into Rimo3 for the first time and are wondering what to do, then this is the video for you. So in this video, I'm just going to take you through onboarding your first application into Rimo3. So right now, I'm currently in Basecamp, but if I head over to Discovery, so this takes me to my main sort of overview dashboard, and if this is your environment for the first time, this will be empty. However, what we can do is if we go over to patch catalog, this will take you to our third-party application catalog, and let's pick an application randomly here. So because I'm a super admin, I've got access to multiple workspaces, but typically you will just have your workspace here, and we can set our pipeline action here. So this really impacts the level of automation that we take the application through. So importing, we'll just import the metadata into your Rimo3 platform and create an object. Discovery, will run it through our discovery process. On board, we'll also run it through a baseline test. Fully automated validation will cover all of these steps, but also include some target tests, such as on your latest version of Windows, for example, or your Azure Virtual Desktop image. And export to Intune will cover everything else. However, if it successfully tests, then it will export to Intune. If this is the first time you're accessing Rimo3, then you need to have a Intune connection configured first to successfully export the app to Intune. But in this instance, let's just click on import, so just to get it started, and then I'll just onboard the latest version available. So you can see here that this was a success, and I can jump over to the sequence. So if I click here, this will take me to the sequences page, and I can see that this application successfully went through the import sequence, where we take it through an anti-malware scan before we import it into your Rimo3 environment. So if I jump back to my dashboard, I can see here we've got this new entry for Citrix Workspace that we imported, but right now we've just got the metadata available here that we're imported from the catalog. So we've got the logo, the title, and then of course some of this detail here. What we don't yet have is the discovery information. So a couple of options in terms of progressing this application to the next stage. We can do it from here, where we've got this progress option, and then this brings up the pipeline option, so we can progress it to just the next phase, or we can fully automate the remainder of the stages as well. So I'm just going to push it forward to the discovery phase, hit progress, and then you can go to the sequences page to see the next sort of discovery sequence. So what this is doing right now is it's provisioning a task runner virtual machine where it will install the application, and then we'll capture a bunch of details such as shortcuts, executables, and services that application delivers during its install process. And again, we can see this from the overview dashboard, so we can see this, the discovery is in process. We can also progress applications from the discovery dashboard as well. So if we go onto an individual phase, so import, we can click here to progress items, progress candidates which are eligible to progress. So for example, if I clicked on here, select discovery or select the pipeline again, it will progress those candidates. Or we can click on an individual application and progress the individual application. Okay. Okay, VM is now provisioned, and next it's going to install the application. So the install is now running. You can see this live if we want to as well, although it tends not to show much because it's a silent install, but we can see here the install PowerShell script has started. Okay, installation has now succeeded, and we're now just doing the scan of the operating system to understand what was installed. And what we can do is head over back to the discovery dashboard. We can see now this is past discovery. We can click on the application and we can scroll down, and we can see now we've got some executables and shortcuts that were discovered as part of that process. So you can see lots of executables were installed by this application, and quite a few services as well, with one of them in a running state and the others were in a stopped state. So congratulations, you've just onboarded, imported and discovered your first application. And if you want to progress this application further, you can do it as I showed you previously. You can select on it individually and then click on the additional stages to start that process, or select it, and from here you can progress it manually as well. And you can also export it to Intune now as well if you wish to, and I'll show you that in another video. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.